The bosses of Twitter, Facebook and Google have been accused on Capitol Hill of political censorship over the way they deal with controversial material. Republicans have long claimed they are biased against conservatives. Democrats believe they don't take down enough fake news. All this came to a head during a Senate hearing over the future of the law governing whether tech giants should be held responsible for what's posted on their platforms. Let's go now to New York and speak to William Beer, General Manager for the Americas of Mitigo, which advises companies on cyber security. Good to talk to you. This is part of a long-running debate, really, isn't it, about whether the social media companies are publishers or whether they are just neutral, uninvolved platforms.
Yes, it is. And I think it's important to recall that, the law was passed in 1996. And while it had good intentions, it's important to remember that that was a good couple of years before Google, Facebook, and Twitter were even established. And I think while it, again, laid out good intentions, it did underestimate, one, the far reach that social media platforms would have, and two, the implications that it could have on our daily lives, on our government, when they're manipulated.
What do you think is likely to happen? It looks very likely, doesn't it? Whoever wins the election, there will be moves against big tech.
Look, I think big tech is obviously critical and important to our economy. It creates jobs, it fosters innovation. But I think it's becoming more and more evident, not just because of what's happening on social media, but it's becoming more evident to politicians and the general public, the amount of control, the amount that they impact our daily lives, whether it be what we read, how we travel, how we shop, how we buy, even in health. And so I think those aspects combined are definitely going to raise the heat and create more focus on this law and on big tech in general.
And yet it is quite possible, isn't it, that if Republican lawmakers get their way and the people behind the social media platforms are made more responsible for what their customers post, actually more right-wing content might be blocked or taken down.
Look, I think clearly something has to change. The amount of abusive content, whether it be political or just one-to-one or nation state on social media platforms, has become extreme. It's reached, I think, an incredible limit that needs to be addressed by government. So whatever government comes into force after the election, I do think something's going to have to be done. I think the fact that we don't know now often if what we're looking at is real or false, fake news, has become a concern and it needs to be addressed.
William Beer of Mitigo, thank you very much.
Thank you.